Hi everyone, it's Athena. Welcome back to my channel. It is the 27th of January, 2021. Okay, this is a collective reading. I meditated this morning, and during meditation, I heard sacred convergence. So I am feeling the energetic vibration of change in our love, in all love, right? Whether you're already in a marriage, in a partnership, what have you, this is about evolving and becoming connected with another on a more compassionate, highest vibration of love, be that compassion and devotion. I feel the change for sure, and maybe perhaps you do as well. Let's see what's going on for the collective. Wow, death. So when we lose beliefs, ideas, people, places, right? When our life changes with the death card as it is, we change. We're not and cannot any longer be the same as we used to be. We have freed ourselves, right? We have freed ourselves from what we used to think that we needed, what we used to believe, actually. And now we're at this crossroads. We're sitting on this horse, but we're guarded nonetheless, right? We're looking at our past. We're looking at where and how far we've come, only to now realize that what has been lost and left behind has changed us. We may be, of course, more guarded now, right? But we've grown. We've evolved. To a place where we now feel our way through. We're feeling, what is it that we're feeling when it comes to the love that now comes around us and is coming toward us, right? The arrows of love are coming at us. And now we're in a celebratory, right? The door closed on the past and how we looked at love and how we made love and how we felt love. It changed everything. We've been reborn. And now we see love from a higher truth, a higher level. We've evolved, right? Celebrate that. Celebrate that knowing that the actions now that lie before us is not anywhere here about how we think about it, as it is how we act and how we show up in love now. It's completely different. We have, which is beautiful depiction of the full moon coming in Leo. This full moon in Leo is about the wolf moon. The wolf moon is what? Instinctual. Taming the beast within, right? Becoming the strongest that you can in emotional strength of virtue. So love is coming. Love is coming to us, and now it's coming to us like this. She's looking at the love coming at her. And now she understands how she's taming her instinctual, first of all, she's taming the instinctual lower chakra vibration of this is very basic infatuation. This now has elevated to a love that is sacred, binding through the heart center. She's got this lion on a chain. The chain. She's got a chain. She's tamed her own instinctual need for just the physical part of a relationship and not the spiritual part. And that's where we get balanced. That's where we realize now the yin and the yang and how it's merging with us, right? Now we're balanced, more balanced, and more willing to create a more give and take in this situation of when love comes in, right? This is the card. Love comes in. The past is gone. The way we reacted, the way we acted, the way we showed up, the way we guarded ourselves, right? We weren't free here, but now we're free here. And that's the balance, is the freedom to know that everything has now changed and the change is upon us, so that we can now take what has passed, what has gone, what has been released, well, when we guarded ourselves, when we lost, and, it's better to have loved than to have lost and loved than to have never loved at all. That's what this is. And now we're taking it to a new level of sacred convergence. When this love now that is coming in to create something completely different, it's calling for us to be more aware of how we feel and so less guarded, not guarded really at all. We have a little guard going up, but to the point where we are now going to open up our heart center completely. We've realized what was holding us back was this holding us back. Others, what they said about what you should do, where you should go, how you should think. When it comes to love, were you competing for someone else's attention, right? We have 3 here. Letting go of that goes over here so that we can take the cup that is now true and blue coming towards us, right? That gives us our freedom to believe what it is that we want to believe, and not to act impulsively. Again, the instinctual wolf acts impulsively, and that creates havoc in one's world and puts up and sets boundaries and endings to what just no longer fits. It just doesn't fit any longer. So this is what we've come to realize, that love doesn't require competition, internal struggle, self-sabotaging, walls being built. Love is free when it comes in to assert itself Love asserts itself. Why? What does that mean, Athena? It means that love shows up. When this love shows up now, from now on, we're going to allow it complete freedom. Allow it complete freedom to come be open with our hearts and accepting of the giving and receiving of the love, so of a sacred convergence of love. When it comes now, we're not going to try to chain it up, bind it up, be fearful of it, and or only allow the 3D physicality, superfluous type of love in. Now we have leveled up to this new love of and convergence of do we accepting it as it shows up as it is, right? Loving it for what it is, how it shows up, and not the way that it was before, where it was someone controlling, trying to control, trying to take the power away, not working together as a team, not being open-hearted and keeping yourself, your walls up. So that's when this goes down, right? We're getting out of this. This is what we've been holding on to this whole time. This is how we've created and manifested relationships through however long, right? Till we finally came to realize the pain was greater, right? Isn't that the saying? If the pain is greater than the when the pain is greater, when the pain exceeds the love, the actual love that is being given or sought after, that's the kind of that becomes greater. When the pain is greater than the actual love, that's when we know we're fighting, we're going against the grain. We've been hit many times with the same old, which again is part of the wolf moon, right? The boy that cried wolf is doing something over and over again, the same old way, different day, and then it ultimately just dies. The relationship dies. The walls are too high. You can't get through to people. Other people it's always what the external people say. It's always about, is there going to be competition? It's always a struggle. That's what has died to the left of us. That's all these cards. The pain is greater. Hence, the change has now been made to a place where we are now going to accept the love that comes in with the evolving notion of the love from the heart that is created, and the vow that is brought, the vow that comes with this night coming in is a vow to celebrate and to be free and to give and take. And to give and take of equal measure. It's not also just the sex of it all. It's at what really binds, what's the glue that binds a love so true. And on this side is where we have the freedom to release the old and change the narrative. So unchaining yourself and releasing yourself from the old to the new is right here. You're free. You've been freed. You've been set free. This was leading up to the death. You've been set free. You've released yourself from the chains that bind, where you, at one point, you looked at relationships as, where are you going? What are you doing? The 20 questions. Where have you been? Who controls who here, right? And then finally, the other part of that is the balance of now understanding that we can't and we never have control over someone else. We must give them their freedom. We must give them their strength. We must show up as their strength. Because we're the reflection of another, right? So we're reflecting our strength to give that strength to another. We're taming the beast within ourselves so that we can show up for the other, giving them the same love, affection, devotion, compassion, devotion, commitment, whatever that looks like now. We're on the same wavelength. So when this love comes in, you won't be taunted by your past. It will be a complete freedom, an evolving. It's a sacred convergence going on here, an evolving of love and what it means to love and how you're looking at now your story, right? You're looking at it, death and love, right? It's really awesome. That's really beautiful. It's not just about what someone brings to the table, meaning externally. It's not just the looks, and it's not just the power of the desire, right? It was at one time with the strength card, but now with the full moon howling at us, telling us, listen, that's over. The same old, different day doesn't work anymore. Someone has rebuilt them, rebuilt the way that they, deal with love. There it is. Again, this came yesterday, compassion. The highest form of love is compassion. So God, Spirit, Universe wants us to know that when we let go and release ourselves from the chains that bind, right? All the 3D lower level chakras, right? The sacral chakra, the base chakra, root chakra, that's all sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? That's the lower chakras. But once you've reached the compassionate heart chakra of the 4th chakra and above, now we're talking on a whole different platform. And now we understand that when as love comes in, we're not going to be the same. We're not going to carry that same thread that we did before, so many times before. Even this death card is even the death of that thread that binds our family history together. The DNA that I have within me is no longer going to take precedence to how I envision the love coming in for me now. I'm not going to do the same thing that mom and dad did, so to speak, just just to show you, as an example. I mean, because we do choose those by and through what we grew up only knowing as such. But now it changes everything. This changes everything because we've chosen to cut the cord, right? At some point, you got to cut the cord. We end up always cutting the cord from mom and dad, and then we take those lessons and we evaluate, analyze, and pinpoint what needs to go in order so that we can open the door to the new and what's coming in, so that we can see clearly now, and more so than ever, feel clearly how the sacred convergence and how the sacred vows of love are established. Okay? We now see love on a compassionate level, not just on the 3D. Now we've risen to 5D. Okay, have a great day.